snuck up on me there. Oh dear. It's not something I normally do, and I thought I'd spend a bit of time in the graveyard. So, hey, how's it going? And welcome back to Quantus on the FTOG server. I didn't mean to record last week, but I had to leave at work, and I thought, okay, I'll do some recording while I'm heading up the island. And I went all the way up to Cape Ranger, and the day that I went to record on the server, the internet wasn't that great. So, yeah, it was an interesting trip. I learned quite a bit. Got to drive just about 100k down on a beach, which is even cooler. Now, in the last episode, we worked on flight for the Angel Ring and getting the wind generators up. I haven't really done much on the wind generators since that episode, so they're just looking the same as they were. But we do have enough GP to get us running. And one thing I did say we'll do in this episode is spend a little more time on OpenComputers. And I was thinking in this one, we might have to play with a microcontroller. So, let's get started. Okay, so before we get too far, there's this little chest here, which is right in front of the screen. Not the most useful place for a chest. And it looks like it's been placed by Toddy, but he hasn't given us access to use it. Not overly helpful there. Handy little chests though. He has, however, given us a book, so let's have a quick read of the book.
Body storage, BS. Welcome to BS Solutions, where any storage problem is a BS problem. Here is a one-time introductory offer of a free chest and installation of a BS solution, no subscription fee included. BS is non-removable. BS can be transferred when agreed upon by all parties. Location is decided by the BS transferor. BS transfer can be forced with a mutually accepted duel. Combatants will be agreed on dueling gear. I suggest not choosing IP gear, or the other BS customer might choose not to duel. The winner of the duel will decide where his or her BS chest will be placed. A transfer cannot be made with a non-customer. A non-customer is someone with no BS chest. I reserve the right to execute all transfers. Transferred BS must be placed in the transferee's base.
I think what Toddy's trying to get us to do is fight. So, sometime in the future, we're going to have to prank Toddy back. So we'll put that back there for now. In fact, let's put it there. Now what I was going to do in this episode, however, is if we go into here, we can, change this to OpenComputers. What I was thinking of doing is in the last episode where we done OpenComputers, I set up autocrafting. But unfortunately, it means that you've only got one crafting table, and it's limited to be wherever the main computer is, which is a bit of a pain, because really, if we're going to have autocrafting, we're going to have awesome autocrafting. So what I thought we'd do is we'd make one of these microcontroller thingies, which is just a case. So you put you've got a chest, and it works very much like the computers that we've already discussed, except we have to make it in a electronics assembler, which requires a couple of pistons, microchip, tier 2 PCBs, iron, and a crafting table. And it will also require the normal components that we've made in all the other things. So I'm not going to go too much into how to make all those. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to jump off, make all this stuff, and I'll come back when I've got all that ready. So back in a second. Okay, so got everything I need to do this, hopefully. I've made the electronics assembler and put it into the floor here so I can run power underneath it, because it does require power and it's just easier to run unless you need cables this way. If we go into here though, you can see it says insert a base part. In this case, we're going to put a microcontroller tier 1, and the difference between a tier 1 and a tier 2 is just the level of component you want to put into it. So, as an example, if we wanted to make it talk to the internet, which you can do, if we go over to here, you can put an internet card in here, this guy, and you'll see it's yellow, indicating it's tier 2, and that would require a tier 2 case in order to run it. But in this case, we're just going to use standard network, which is this guy here, and it's just a tier 1, so we're going to put that into there. Now you'll notice that this interface is exactly the same as the computer interface, the big difference being that once you have assembled your things, you can't easily take it apart again. But we do need some RAM, we need a CPU, and we're going to need a transposer so that we can interface with the storage system and with the crafting table. Now the last thing we need to do is we need the EEPROM in there. But at the moment though, all I've done is craft up the basic EEPROM, because we can't put the OpenOS on there because you'll note there's no hard drive. So we need to actually build all our code into there. In my case, I've just written a basic piece of code which you use the network card to do most of the stuff it needs. We'll go in here, take this one here out, which is the lower one, and it's what makes this computer boot. We'll go up to the top here again. We'll go into here. Thank you for the stall, Toddy. Works really well. We'll hit the X here to exit out. And if we look at do an ls on the EEPROM directory, you'll see that the file here that I'm about to flash onto this EEPROM is under 4K. It's taken a lot of effort to get up under 4K. It has to be under 4K to fit onto the EEPROM. What we're going to do though is going to run flash EEPROM craft. It doesn't have to be the EEPROM directory, it's just where I put it because it keeps things separate. So you insert, now tells you to insert the EEPROM, which of course we've already done. We go Y to confirm. It'll do its thing. Comes back and says enter a label. We're going to call this one crafter. Like that. And it's pretty much ready to go. So we can then go back to our interface because we're finished there. Head down here. Swap out the EEPROM again. Down here. Take this guy. Put that back in there. And you'll see now that it's named it crafter, which makes it identifiable. We'll go up here. Like that. Head back over into the electronics assembler. We'll stick that in there. We'll hit the play button, or the assemble button. And it'll take a little while to happen. In fact, it's going to take about 40 seconds to run. So that's not too bad. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to wait for this to finish. And I will be back when that's done. Okay, so it's finished making that little thing. So we'll grab that. Now it does need power, but I believe you can get power from the network. So let's give that a try. We'll run down here. And I'm thinking of, while I was waiting, I thought I'd clear a little area down here. And we'll put this guy, I don't know, probably about there. At the moment, of course, it does nothing. I can tell you right now, it's because it doesn't have power. So let's run a line of torches apparently, and I need to make some more cable, which I thought I already made. So we've got open computers. I'd search for cable, but it's not called network cable, so it's lots of blocks come up as cable. We need some iron and some redstone. I have some redstone, and I have enough iron, hopefully make what we need. We'll go over to here, make this guy. Just enough for 4 more, which would be perfect. Get down here, back into our little hole over here. We will run that along there, take that out. We will need to, of course, place that there. I think that's connected. Yep. So now, of course, that should turn on. Or it'll error. Oh, that's a great start. We need to go make ourselves a network analyzer, I think. Unless I've got one. I don't think I've got one already. Network? No, okay. Analyzer, PCB, a couple of gold ingots. I might have some of that in here already. Oh, I've got some of those, cool. Oh, look, we even got I was prepared somehow. And what was the other thing we needed? It was a transistor, which we have as well. Awesome. I wasn't initially planning on making this, but we still have the piece of silver. Oh, and a redstone torch, of course. Do we have any sticks in there? Oh, look at that, we've got some sticks too. Awesome. Okay. Analyzer, place that on there, one of those. Head back down to where we were, down here. And right click on this guy. Right click? Shift right click. Please place in the chest side 1. Ah! Yes, it's my own error. That's because I haven't got that far. Cool. So you can make your code, your Lua code, generate an error such as that. And I hadn't even thought of the fact I hadn't done that. So what we need to do is I've changed the way it works. So the way we had it work in the last episode where we covered this off is it was all connected to one big storage system, and you had to have slave controllers and stuff to do it. What I thought I'd do is break it off into end chests. So let's make ourselves up some ender chests, and I don't have any chests. And of all the things I didn't actually plan for, I don't have any actual chests. I don't think there's any wood in there, is there? Not enough. Okay, let's grab some planks. Oops. Planks. Birchwood. Perfect. So we're going to need a few of those, so let's just make up a whole bunch, because I've got enough there. We'll convert those into normal ones. And then we need to make our chest, our ender chests. Oh, okay. It's not quite what I was expecting. What's going on here? I thought I'd requested some more ender pearls. Ender pearls. Of course, having one is not really helpful. I'm still missing something. I'm missing blaze rods, so that's fine. That should do for now. So that was white ender chest, and we need 2 of those. For now, though, we'll head down here. One of them will go next to our machine. In fact, it'll go on top here. And I'm going to make it a black, slightly coloured black. By jumping up here and hopefully hitting one of these guys like that. Middle. We'll make it a personal one. Just so nobody else manages to take the stuff out, even by accident. Hit that on there. And we'll place the other one probably over here next to our transposer, which does all the work. Place them. Actually, can I place it on there just yet? I can put the diamond on there. To go upstairs, I think. Yeah, it's fine. Go up there. That was weird. Okay. So we need to place the black in the middle. And then can I have that piece back? Or am I not allowed it? Okay, place that there. And I'm also thinking I'm going to put it in the chest here, which is why I have enough. I thought I had enough for some more. To actually replace this guy. So that later on, we can request something and it will be available in the chest that's here. And we can put an ender pouch in there. But what I want to do for now... actually, no, let's do it. Select 4. Blaze. Because I thought I already had enough blaze rods for it, but use them already. 32 of them. here. We'll make another one of these, which we'll leave as white, white, white. And we'll make one of these as well, which requires 2 of those. Like that, like that, and like that. And we will replace this guy. Actually, we can't replace that guy just yet because there's stuff in there, so let's just return that stuff. And of course we can take this out. Shouldn't use a pick, but that's all I've got on me. Place that there with the ender chest, which we have to gold. Diamond, sorry. Where did my thingy go? So we'll grab that guy. Come here. We can leave him white, 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 because he's diamond, so he's specific to us. And of course that will do that. If we then hit Shift and right click on here with the ender pouch, it will now assign this ender pouch to it. So when we open it, it should open this one here, which is awesome. And just for testing, let's put that into there. Make sure that if we open this here, yep, cool. Well, so what we'll do now is head back downstairs. And we've now got this guy set up, so he's into there. We'll need to change the code, I think, to say to put him that way. The other guy's in just the top. This guy should be able to turn on now. Nice and quiet. It's always good. You know what will also help? If we grab this one. And we stick him there. Hopefully that's how I've configured it. Of course, if it's the wrong place, I'm going to have to move this guy and not this guy because it's configured in the EEPROM. But if we head down, or head back up to here, we can now request, hopefully, we can go craft. So I've changed the script already to work with this, so we can go craft, mine, craft, iron, pick, x, :0. No craft is found. Okay, that was a little unexpected. The code, what that's supposed to be saying is that this guy didn't check it like he should have. Just reset him. Just send a signal. Up here. Try again. No. Okay, I'm going to have to investigate what's going on here. I'll be back in a moment. I think I've found the problem. I crafted up a network cable and didn't put it into here. So that might help a little bit. We'll need to go up to here and reboot this guy so he recognizes it. Okay, so she's booted up. Now, one of the things that I've done in the past few episodes is we had the interface script running at the same time as the scan item script, which slowed things down. What I found from watching someone else's video is you can run things in the background. And I thought, that's a brilliant idea. So in the boot folder here, I actually have a script called slot items, which does all the scanning and updating of the inventories in the background. Now there's 2 ways we can start it up. At the moment it's just manual, but we can actually go into, there is a folder called boot. And in here is a whole bunch of scripts. We can create a copy of that script, or a symlink to it at least, called home boot slot items. And we will call it 98 slot items.lua, and that'll make a symlink to it so that when we boot up, it'll now, as you can see, it runs for all the various things and completely skips my script. I wonder if we can't do symlinks in this directory. Okay, well let's just copy it from the home folder for now. Home boot slot items. We will call it 98 underscore slots. Lua. So now the file should be there. 98 slots, yep. Reboot. And now you can see it's running it. It does take a little while to run on the first go, just because it's setting everything up ready to go. But once it's running, then it's all in the background. We don't have to worry about it anymore. And there we go. It's finished doing it. So now it's actually all ready to go. It's running in the background. We don't have to worry about it. We can run the interface script, and you can see it's already scanned. It's got all the stuff that it needs to do, and that just keeps running. We don't have to worry about anything. Do anything weird or anything strange. Every time it boots up, it's ready to go. However, we can also go into here, and we should now be able to go craft and do our Minecraft iron pick X column 0. We do, however, need to, because we rebooted that, we need to go downstairs and reboot the other guy. It's on or off now. Get back up here. That should have triggered it. So we should now be able to go craft Minecraft iron pick X column 0. Might help us if I put down correctly. X. And now what it will do is it will actually look for all the various items that it requires. And if it needs sticks, it'll go from craft sticks. All those things you would expect from a normal crafting system to do, it'll go and do. Still haven't integrated into the interface, but still this is quite a step up because it will do very advanced recipes. If we go down into our chest here though, we now have one iron pickaxe. So that's using the in the chest to do all the work, and it should work really well. So I think for now that'll do. It's taken a lot longer to get this sorted and out of the way than I would have liked, because of course I've got to write up the code to do these things and then debug them when they don't work properly. In the next few episodes we might take a look at how to use a tablet to access our inventory remotely, because that'll be quite nice. I'm using a link card which will give us access from any dimension, and of course the in the chest that we put into place today. Also, coming up soon, we're going to fix the footstool problem. But otherwise, I'm going to end the episode here. If you've enjoyed the episode or learned anything from it, or enjoyed the episode and want to see more open computer stuff, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and like what you saw, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or just want to say bananas, leave a comment down below. But otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!